as we go through these videos, you're going to start learning some things. I know that I did as I started digging into success and what it means to be a leader and to be successful, and how the people that are extremely successful in the world, how they got that way. When you start becoming a student of success, it makes a difference in your life. It truly makes a difference in your life on how you see things and how you do things. However, I want to make you aware of something. There is a learning process that we go through. There's a learning process that we go through. And that learning process starts out with unconscious incompetence, okay? Unconscious incompetence is really where you don't know what you don't know, okay? Unconscious incompetence is kind of like where you start out and you don't know what you don't know. Then you move into the conscious incompetence section, okay? When you move into the conscious incompetence section, it's you know that you don't know something. You know you don't know something, all right? So this is kind of like, hey, you know, other people have it, but I don't have it. What's going on with that? So that's where I was a few years ago, and that may be where you're at right now. That may be why you're listening, okay? And that's perfect because that's great. Then you move into the conscious competence area where you know what you know. You know you're supposed to know something, but you don't know exactly how to implement it. Or you get it, but you don't implement it every time. You know, in the last video, I was talking about doing 20 minutes of gratitude every single morning. How'd you do on that? How did you do on that? Did you implement that every single morning? Did you not miss one day in that? Okay, so this is kind of like where you know what you know. You know you should do it, but sometimes you miss it. Okay? And then the very last section is my favorite section of all, because that's the unconscious competence situation. And that's where you actually, you know what you know, and it's second nature, and you do it all the time. Okay? It's just something that you do. It's just something that you do all the time. All right? So you've kind of become an expert at the situation. So I kind of like to make this a little bit like kids. Okay? Are you familiar with babies? I know most of us are, right? We've held a baby before, and you know, they're so cute and everything. And when you have a baby, when you first get a baby, you know, you're cradling him in the arms, and you're like, oh, that's great. And they come out and they have a diaper, don't they? Because they go potty in the diaper, and that's okay. We expect that, don't we? We expect them to go potty in the diaper. Well, as the child grows and gets a little bit older, all right, and becomes a toddler and starts toddling around, we kind of want that diaper to start going away, don't we? So at some point, we see little Johnny, and he's over here, and he's doing the pee-pee dance, right? He's doing the pee-pee dance, okay? And so, what do? You go grab him. You grab Johnny real quick, and you go, come on over there. Then you put him down in front of the toilet, right? And little Johnny is terrified. So as a side note to this, have you ever thought about what goes through a child's head when you do that? I mean, I don't think any of us can remember that moment in our life, but can you ever think about what goes through a child's head when you do that? I mean, they must be terrified. You grab them for the first time and run them into the bathroom, put them down in front of the toilet. Of course they're going to have an accident. They're terrified. I would too. All right, so you do that a few times, and little Johnny starts getting into that conscious incompetence thing where they know they're supposed to know something, but they're not sure what it is. They're not sure what it is, okay? And then, finally, one day, little Johnny's standing over there, he's playing with Legos, he's messing around, and he goes, Mommy, I gotta go! And he runs into the bathroom, he pulls down his pants, and he hits the Cheerio. And what do? Yeah! Yeah, Johnny! You the man, Johnny! All right! Yeah! Yeah, Johnny! All right. I know I got a little excited about that, but you know, as another side note here, as adults, we don't always get excited about the little things, do we? I mean, if we can get excited about a toddler going in and not having an accident and going to the bathroom on his own, we should be able to get excited about some of the stuff that we do in life, shouldn't we? We should be able to get excited about some of the stuff that we do in life. You're a special person. You do a lot of good things. Be sure to pat yourself on the back every now and then, okay? It's important. There's nobody like you. You are unique, and some of the stuff you do is just amazing. You don't see it as that, and nobody ever gives you kudos, but you need to stop and give yourself a pat on the back every now and then. So, going on with the Johnny analogy here, Johnny goes to the bathroom, but does he always make it? At that point, once he makes it that first time, does he always make it? No. No. Johnny doesn't always make it, does he? Every now and then he has an accident. You still gotta buy pull-ups for a while until Johnny really gets kind of used to it. And then Johnny moves into that spot at some point where he can control when he's gonna go. And as humans, it's pretty exciting because we can not only control when we're gonna go, we can control how long we hold it. A lot of times we can make decisions on when we need to go. We may go before we leave on a trip, even though we don't really have to go. Or we may go, may be able to hold it longer when we're in the car or something like that. It's amazing what we can do once we get to that expert level, right? Once we get to that spot where we don't have to think about it. So those are the 4 stages of learning. And as you go through this, I hope that you will see how you are progressing through that. Whatever level you're at, you'll start seeing yourself move through, and you will understand that you're making those steps. You're making those steps for success, and I'm looking forward to walking through that journey with you.